Just a few miles to the north, Long Beach PD get the backpack Daniel had given his brother Tim. Inside, they find the murder weapon and a whole lot more.
It had expended shell casings from both murders. It had DNA for both Wozniak and Sam Herr. We had Sam's clothes, and that wound up being a cornucopia of evidence.
As if double homicide wasn't shocking enough, as police put together the timeline of events, one additional detail emerged that truly showed Daniel had taken evil and psychotic to a whole new level. Just hours after murdering his good friends, Daniel hit the stage, not wanting to miss the spotlight in his community theater show.
Cut! Print!
Daniel Wozniak, he could kill Sam Herr Friday afternoon, performed, didn't miss a mark, lured Julie Kibayushi to Sam's apartment, killed her, woke up the next morning, dismembered Sam, went back and performed again, didn't miss a beat.
Sounded like he had a flawless performance. How, I don't know how you kill one of your friends and plan on killing a second friend and still outperform and do it so well.
Police finally had their man, and Sam's body would eventually be recovered from the park. But it took weeks for the shock of the case and the details of his plan to set in. 2 people killed in ice-cold blood for a mere $60K in a checking account that Daniel was trying to get his hands on, 1 ATM withdrawal at a time, all to take his bride on the honeymoon of his dreams.
Daniel Wozniak is motivated by shortcuts, greed, and money. He murdered 2 people so that he could take a cruise.
I felt completely betrayed. Sam was missing, and Dan was giving me a hug. So knowing that the person that did this to Julie and what he did to Sam's body was hugging me, that puts you right into therapy.
I think he thought he had this thing that he wasn't gonna get caught, and he was gonna skate by on this. He's a sociopath, very dangerous individual. And my personal belief is if he wouldn't have been arrested, at some point he would have killed again.
Daniel was charged with first-degree murder with the special circumstance of murder for financial gain, and it was a capital case.
5 years after the murders of Julie Kibayushi and Sam Herr, Daniel Wozniak finally had his day in court. Prosecutor Matt Murphy was ready and determined to make sure Wozniak would never see the light of day.
This is very methodical murder, and we believe that the evidence, we look forward to presenting that to a jury.
When he would come into the courtroom, he'd come in with this glowing smile, and he was the center of attention.
Him bounding into court like that, he was like Tigger the Tiger. I believe it was incredibly disrespectful of those family members. But he's in my world now. He has to sit there and listen to me explain to a jury exactly what kind of low-life monster he really is. Daniel Wozniak pulled out his father's .380 automatic pistol. He aimed it, and he shot Sam in the head.
It's just I miss that guy every single day. He was my brother.
Used Sam's phone to lure a woman to Sam's apartment, and he kills her.
She would be someone that I knew would always constantly be a friend of mine. It was just never a thought that she was just not going to be around.
He needs money for the overdrawn bank accounts, and, kind of a kicker, he's getting married in a week and a half. I think that at one point, we had the entire jury was in tears. He then hacked and sawed off Sam's head. When you see that the jury is with you, it means they understand the importance for justice. And Daniel Wozniak needed to pay for what he did.
After the 5-day trial, the jury came back with their verdict, guilty on all counts. It was a victory for the prosecutor, but now the jury had to decide Daniel's fate. Will he rot in a cell for life, or will they give him death?
Did I ever see you any remorse? No.
My only regret that in this state won't let me kill this coward myself.
Just give me 5 minutes with him. I'm a father. He didn't give my son a chance.
In the penalty phase, the jury came back in just over an hour.
Some murders are committed with such a depraved heart and in such a callous manner that the only punishment that fits the crime is the death penalty.
It's the shortest death penalty verdict in the history of Orange County.
I have no problem sitting front row watching the lights dim out of his eyes.
Knowing we're someone who's so egotistical and someone who needs such a big crowd in his life and an audience now has 4 walls to talk to, I was beside myself with happiness. There's no more audience.
Daniel Wozniak has never shown remorse throughout this entire time.
It was not a crime of passion. This was a crime of greed. It was about money. He was conniving. He was a liar and, a killer.
What makes me really sick is here's 2 young individuals that have so much life ahead of them, and it was taken away by evil, Dan Wozniak.
Oh, he absolutely got what he deserved. He cared about himself, and because of that, he decided to murder 2 people so he could go on a cruise and have a super bitchin' wedding.
Daniel Wozniak will never have the honeymoon cruise of a lifetime, and certainly no happily ever after marriage. All he has is a one-way ticket to death row, the only place he'll see for the rest of his life. That's what you get when you choose greed above all else and commit murder in ice-cold blood.